Pilot watches have their fans, and when looking for a Flieger type watch, you often hear the same brands mentioned: Stowa, Laco, Bezel. Brands like these? Today I offer you a brand that is a little less known, yet has a strong historical background. In watchmaking, it is Archimede, so I invite you to discover together the Archimede Pilot GMT in 42mm. The Archimede Pilot GMT Aviator watch is a German-designed automatic watch that offers a second time zone. The design is specific to Flieger watches, clean, readable, and with a large crown. Archimede is not very well known as a manufacturer, yet it is a German brand that has been a part of the German watchmaking landscape for over 90 years. From design to production and final quality control, each step is carried out in foretime. In Germany, originally Archimede was a case producer under the name Hickler for other major names in German and Swiss watchmaking. Today, the entire prototyping, design and assembly are done by Archimede in Germany. The brand manufactures automatic and manual winding watches. Their collection consists of functional watches, Flieger, like the ones I am presenting to you today, diving watches, and dress watches. A direct competitor of the Laco and Stowa manufacturers, in the pilot watch segment, Archimede offers quality watches designed with German quality and precision. The Archimede GMT Pilot 42 version is interesting due to its size, its thickness, and the red GMT hand, which indicates the second time zone. This adds a touch of dynamism to a watch that aims to be understated. Let's look at the technical specifications of the Archimede Pilot GMT. It is a watch that was produced in 2018, a men's watch with a steel case. The movement is an ETA 28932, which offers a power reserve of 42 hours. This watch is water resistant up to 50 meters. The new additions, the 2021 models, are water resistant up to 100 meters. It features a fixed steel bezel, a signed B-crown type crown. The glass is a sapphire crystal without coating. The dimensions of the watch are 42mm in diameter and only 9.5mm thick, making it one of the thinnest pilot watches I have seen. The strap is a black calf leather strap, riveted. The lug width measures 20mm. The reference number is Pilot 42 GMT. There are two complications: the date, which is located at 6 o'clock, and the second time zone. First of all, the case of the Archimede Pilot GMT watch measures 42 meters in diameter and only 9.5mm thick. This eclair case is made of brushed steel. Its design makes it one of the thinnest pilot watch cases on the market. Whereas Stowa or Laco are at 11, 12, 13mm and IWC at more than 14, 14mm. Here we have a case with a thickness of 9.5mm. Next, there is a fixed steel bezel that complements the case. It perfectly matches the overall harmony of the case and the large crown, known as the big crown. This crown shape has several advantages, somewhat like on the Oris Big Crown, which I have already shown you. Feel free to watch the video if you haven't done so yet. The main advantage is that it allows you to handle the crown even when wearing gloves. Back in the day, when one was a pilot, this could be an advantage. This crown, engraved with the Archimede logo, allows you to set the time, date, and second time zone. Then, a steel caseback ensures the watch is water resistant up to 50 meters. Above, several inscriptions are present. Archimede, stainless steel, made in Germany, sapphire crystal, water resistant 5 ATM. So, you should know that this steel caseback is a default option. When you buy an Archimede Pilot watch, you will have a sapphire back that reveals the movement. Personally, I don't see the point of a transparent back on a pilot watch that just houses an ETA 2893. As a result, this option of a solid caseback is charged €45 by Archimede. It's not a matter of taste, but it's true that some enthusiasts consider it an aberration for a Flieger watch and a pilot watch to have a transparent back. There are two things that made me fall for it. On this Archimede, it's one, its thickness, and two, the dial. The dial of this Archimede GMT Pilot watch is black and typical of the dials found on Pilot watches. There's nothing crazy about it. It is clean and uncluttered, featuring a 12-hour scale on the edge and a 24-hour scale in the center. You also find the famous triangle with the two dot markers. Once again, Pilot watches. Secondly, since it's a watch that offers a second time zone, we have this 24-hour scale with a discreetly integrated date window. Here, at 6 o'clock, it's very well integrated. You don't end up with a date just placed there without knowing why or how. Here, it's integrated into the dial's design. I find that rather well thought out. Next, we find blued hands. So, these hands are blued, following a specific technical process unique to Archimede. They have truly developed a design of blue hands with a method that is really their own. So, just like the indices and markers that are on the dial, we will find a luminescent product of excellent quality. At night, this watch is ultra-readable. That is to say, everything you see in white, it will light up at night, so it's really very, very readable. Then, since it's a GMT watch, Archimede has added a second hour hand, but this time it is painted in red. That made me fall for it actually, for several reasons. First, because the red contrasts well with the dial and stands out from the blue hands. So you don't have to search for the GMT hand, you immediately know which one it is. Then it exactly matches the shape of the other hands, these Pilot style hands, except it's slightly smaller. It's very well thought out. I had never seen that before. On other brands of Pilot watches or GMT Pilot watches, and as a result, I find that this contrast of shades between blue and red brings dynamism to this black dial. Finally, a sapphire crystal protects the dial and the hands. Personally, I regret that no specific treatment was applied to it, and consequently it catches all the reflections. You see there, my light source. You can clearly see that it catches the reflections. It's a bit of a shame. So, to talk to you about the movement, I turned off my light. This way, it also allows you to see what it looks like with natural light. Knowing that today I'm filming, the conditions are really lousy, it's grey. It almost feels like it's going to be night, practically. So, this watch, Archimede Pilot, 42 in case, a TA28932 caliber, 2823-2, which offers a power reserve of 42 hours, which is, let's say, in line with the times. It's correct, even if the current trend is more towards power reserves of 70, 80 and more. Well, we are dealing with a movement ultra well known, ultra reliable, but which offers a slightly lower power reserve. This ETA28933 movement is used by many watch brands. For example, Breitling also uses this caliber in some of its models. Therefore, the reputation of the movement is well established. It is a movement that is robust, precise, oscillating at 2080-800 beats per hour and using a 1K block type shock protection system. The deviation I observed on this model is between 10 and 15 seconds per day, which is acceptable for a Pilot's watch in this price range. The oscillating weight is discreet and honestly you don't feel it when wearing the watch. The transparent case back, which comes standard with the watch, is debatable since the movement's decorations are basic. Once again, the solid steel case back is a good option for purists. Since 2020, and the change in the marketing of ETA movements, Archimede no longer fits this caliber in its Pilot's 42 model. It has been replaced by a Soprod C125 caliber, which seems to be as reliable as the ETA 2893. Well, I don't really have a preference. I've had watches with both calibers. I've never had any issues with either. I've never noticed any difference notable. Afterwards, I know there are those who swear only by ETA, so you should know that this is no longer the case. Archimede no longer fits ETA calibers. The Archimede Pilot GMT watch is mounted on a black calf leather strap with rivets. The stitching is white, which harmonizes quite well with the dial and the rest of the watch. On Pilot and Flieger watches, it is quite common and usual to find riveted straps. So, honestly, I have to say I don't like riveted straps at all. I don't see the point. Maybe for reasons of durability. I don't know, at least aesthetically. I'm not a fan at all, and I prefer to change it. Well, I've left the original strap on for you to see how it looks. Changing the strap is quite easy on this model since the lug width is standard and measures 20 mm. So you're free to put on the strap of your choice. You can put on, for example, another leather strap, or you can use a canvas one if you prefer. In any case, you're free to put whatever you want. This watch comes with an Ardian buckle that ensures it stays on the wrist, with the buckle being signed by Archimede. It's simple, it does the job, and for me it's perfect. Another important point, the watch sits very well on the wrist, especially thanks to its slim thickness and its compact size of 42 mm. The slim thickness also allows you to wear the watch on a NATO strap, a leather NATO, or even a nylon NATO if you prefer. Why? Because since the watch has a relatively low case height, even if you add 1 or 2 millimeters of thickness, it will still only be 11 millimeters thick, which won't disrupt the visual aesthetics of the watch, and that's a big advantage. For example, I can't see myself putting a NATO strap on an IWC Big Pilot, which is already 14 millimeters thick. For me, it's inconceivable. In any case, Archimede really stands out from the competition, like Stowa, Laco, and other Flieger watches with this thickness, which is a major asset both in terms of comfort and even visual comfort. Regarding the packaging of this Archimede Pilot GMT watch, it comes in a small cardboard box. Honestly, I was disappointed by the packaging, which is really very simplistic. I'm not a fan of the big wooden boxes like Zenith or Omega, where they give you almost mini suitcases. I find that ridiculous, but here Archimede could have made an effort. The manufacturer's logo is printed on the top of the square box. A grey suede, which is very visible, covers the inside of the box, and the watch is placed on a presentation cushion. No user manual, no booklet, no information about the brand's history, yet it's a brand that has existed for over 90 years. Just an invoice stamped with the watch's serial number. This packaging is really more than basic, and I find that it is not worthy of a watch of this level of quality. We are still talking about an excellent watch with quite well-made German design, well manufactured with an original case. I find it unfortunate to have skimped on the packaging. It might not have cost much more to offer real packaging. Regarding the price, Archimedes offers this GMT 42 Pilot watch at a cookbook price of €1,300, which positions it as a direct competitor to other market leaders made in Germany. It is slightly cheaper than a Stowa Pilot, roughly in the same price range as a Laco Flieger, except that this Archimedes additionally offers a GMT function and an incredible case. I had a Laco, and frankly I find the quality of the Archimedes case to be superior. Whether it's the brushing, the size of the lugs, the shape of the case, the thickness, really I find it superior. Quite rare on the second-hand market, it is possible to find one from time to time. You'll see a little gem pass by. Generally, Archimedes watches resell for half the price. So, basically for 600, 700 euros you can find one. You just have to be patient and regularly check the listings, because it's true that this brand remains quite discreet and reserved for connoisseurs. The case of this Archimedes GMT watch is really very interesting, offering a GMT watch in a case that's 9.5 mm thick is not so common, and it's quite rare for watch brands to boast about offering such a thin watch. The retail price of €1,300 may seem high for a simple three-hand watch, but it is justified. This German manufacturer is less known than other big names, less known than Stowa or Laco, etc. Yet Archimedes enjoys legitimacy in the watchmaking world, particularly in the design of cases and frames. The GMT hand truly highlights the beauty of the dial, no matter how simple it is. It's the hand of the second time zone that really won me over. I had never seen a GMT hand of this shape on a Bichrome Pilot's watch. And I think it's an excellent thing because in terms of readability, it's just perfect. One realizes the originality of this Archimedes Pilot GMT watch, which is almost unique. It's rare, by the way, to come across owners of Archimedes watches. The icing on the cake is that this watch is readable both day and night, which once again confirms the quality in the choice of components. Honestly, if you're looking for a beautiful pilot's watch, that is original, sleek, ultra comfortable, and well designed, this Archimedes Pilot GMT can be a great alternative to the big names in the industry.